Om Sahana Bhavatu Sahana Bhunaktu Sahaviryam Karvavahai Tejasvinavadhitamastu ma Vidvishavahai. Om Shanti 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 Hari Om. Shri Gurubhyo Namah. Hari Om. Hari Om and welcome. I'll chant the Mangalacharan. Vasudevendra Yogendram Nattva Jnanapradam Gurum Mumukshunam Hitarthaya Tattvabodho Vidhiyate. And now the Vastu Sangrah Vakya. Sadhan Chatushta Sampan Adhikarinam Moksha Sadhan Bhutam Tattva Vivek Prakaram Vakshamaha. We are studying Tattvabodha by Adi Sankrachharya, and in answer to Sadhan Chatushta Sampan, he has given the 4 qualifications which are necessary for understanding and studying Tattvabodha. And in answer to what is Tattva Vivek, he says it is Atma Satyam Tadanyat Sarvam Mithyeti. So, what is Tattva Vivek? That Atma is real. Other than Atma, everything else is unreal. What is real and what is unreal we have studied. So now he says, what is Atma? Atma, so I had given this logic set in order to point out to something which we do not know about. There are 3 ways. One way is to negate that it is not this. So in a crowd you want to find out somebody, you describe that he is a short person. So you negate all the people who are not short. And if you say he is bald, so you negate all the people who are not bald. So on and so forth. So out here, Atma kaha, to what is Atma? He says it is other than, Vyatiriktaha, other than Sthul, Sukshma, Karan Sharir. It is other than this gross, the subtle and the causal body. So what is the gross body? That we have studied yesterday or day before perhaps. Day before. That it is as a result of grossification of the 5 Panch Mahabhut. The 5 great elements. So they are on their grossification we get the gross body. And then what are the characteristics of the gross body that he has taken up. Now, what is the clinching thing about the gross body not being Atma? We find the gross body undergoes 6 modifications. It changes. It is born and it dies, which is what does not happen with Atma. What is Atma? Atma is Satyam. It ever is in all 3 periods of time, and it does not change. What is happening with the gross body? It is changing always. And it gets negated in time, it decays and dies. Now, with the second thing, Sukshma Sharir. We have studied Sukshma Sharir. I'm sorry, Anilji, we did Sukshma Sharir yesterday, na?
Yes, we did.
We have finished, na? Yeah. So, Sukshma Sharir we did. Gross body was the result of grossification of the 5 great elements. It says, Sukshma Shariram Kim Apanchikrit Panch Mahabhutaihi Kritam. Apanchikrit, non-grossification of the 5 great elements. So when the 5 great elements, they come together in the nascent form, not grossified form. In the nascent form they are called tanmatras. Then that various permutation and combination goes to make the subtle body. Right? So this subtle body is also not the Atma. Why? Why is subtle body not the Atma?
Because it's changing.
It is changing, yes, but did we study the changing part in it? I think, Anandji, I am not able to recall. Did we study it?
हमने जो है
सिर्फ we must have just
my guess is अपंचीकृत वाली बात की इंस्ट्रूमेंट भोग आयतन तक बात की. तो ये जो है 17 कंपोनेंट्स हैं. ये आपने आई डोंट रिमेम्बर कि आपने ये पढ़ा डिटेल.
नहीं, मेरा ख्याल ये सिर्फ वर्स पढ़ा था और ये शायद पूरी रीडिंग नहीं करी है. आई थिंक
कर लेते हैं.
हाँ. सो आई एम जस्ट गोइंग टू रीड इट. ईरा, यू वर देयर. डिड यू रिमेम्बर? डिड वी रीड इट?
No, we didn't do the different types of the bodies.
हाँ. Okay, so I am just reading it. You let me know where you find it difficult, because I don't remember talking about tanmatras yesterday.
No, we didn't.
हाँ. So I am going to read it. I must have just explained the verse. Okay. What is the subtle body? That which is composed of the 5 great elements which have not undergone grossification, born of the good actions of the past. This is called Sat Karmjanyam. The instrument for the experience of joy, sorrow and so on, constituted of 17 items. What are they? The 5 sense organs. What are they? I am reading out the constituent of subtle body. There are 17. So 5 are the sense organs, 5 are organs of action, 5 are the pranas, and then there is a mind and there is an intellect. 5, 5, 5, 15, mind and intellect together, they constitute 17 items. This is the subtle body. And this pervades the gross body in entirety. This is the subtle body. Made of ungrossified elements, apanchikrit, panch mahabhut kritam. The 5 great elements in their nascent form are called tanmatras. Right? You can note down, those who are not aware of it, you can note down what are tanmatras. These are the nascent forms of the 5 great elements, which are not grossified. The entire subtle world is constituted from their permutation and combination. The subtle body, being a part of the subtle world, is also made up of these subtle elements. The subtle body within us is part of the subtle world. So it is also made up of these subtle elements called tanmatras. They are called subtle as they cannot be perceived by our senses. Now gross body was that which was perceived by our senses. Right? I cannot see another's mind, nor my own with my gross eyes. But I am aware of the thoughts of my mind. When I am aware of the thoughts of my mind, this is called Sakshi Bhashya. What is a Sakshi? Sakshi is a witness. So, being aware of your thoughts is the Sakshi Bhav. The subtle body enlivens the gross body. Another important point. All these are very important points. They can be noted separately, one by one. What happens is when you study Vedanta, then all these things are presumed. Nobody will take the liberty or the pains to explain what it means. So, subtle body cannot be perceived by the senses, but I am aware of my thoughts as a Sakshi Bhav. The subtle body enlivens the gross body. Gross body itself is inert. How does it become enlivened? It is the subtle body that enlivens it. When it leaves, what leaves? The subtle body. When it leaves the gross body, we say that the person is dead and gone. What leaves the gross body? The subtle body leaves. And when the subtle body leaves, we say the person is dead even though the body is there. It is perceptible, but that which was enlivening it is gone. It is also called Linga Sharira. Ling is a Sanskrit word which means that which stands for something. It's a pointer for something. So when we go to the temple, we offer prayers to Shivling. That ling in the temple is a pointer to Shiv, the all auspicious. So this subtle body is a linga sharir, pointer to that body which enlivens, which reveals the presence of life. Any questions? Ira, is it making sense?
Yes.
Okay. No questions? Okay. Now, born of the results of actions. Sat Karm Janyam. In the verse that we have read, they say, what is Sukshma Sharira? It says Sat Karm Janyam. It is born as a result of our good actions. As already discussed, the human birth is the result of good actions of the past. With the prominence of merits, we gain a heavenly body. With demerits, an animal's or lower body. And with the balance of both, we gain a human body. I'll take a minute to explain this. So, if we have done a lot of good deeds, then it is said that we go to heaven and live the life of Devatas. Now, the body of a Devata which we get to enjoy those good deeds, that is a Bhog Ayatanam. Bhog Ayatanam means an abode of only enjoyment. You do not do anything as a Devata whereby you may earn a merit or a demerit. All you do is just live off all the good deeds that you have done. And when they are exhausted, then you come out of that world. And you have done a lot of bad deeds, you go to the lower worlds, including that of animals, where again it is a Bhogayatanam, where you just suffer whatever bad deeds you have done. Again, in this body, you cannot do anything to make your next birth better or worse. Once you exhaust those bad deeds, then again you are reborn. So, in both the higher and the lower bodies, our merits or demerits are exhausted, with no new ones being formed. No bhog janma. In the human body alone, we can harvest a rich crop of merits and demerits through our actions, karma janma. Our actions differ, and therefore our subtle bodies are also different. Even identical twins think differently from each other. So yesterday we had discussed that what these two bodies are the gross and the subtle. They are the effect of the causal body. As we do the deeds, they go to form our vasanas, and they, in order to express themselves, give a certain gross and subtle body through which those vasanas are expressed. So nobody looks alike, nobody thinks alike, because the vasanas of all are different. Okay, any question?
I think this is new for me that in the higher bodies, devatas and animals, they cannot accumulate merits or demerits.
They don't. They are only bhog ayatanam, and in fact, in the scriptures and various texts, they say devta jo hai, they yearn for a human birth, because then through that they can realize themselves. As devtas, they can only enjoy whatever they have done. They can't do anything new. They can't do jap and tap and realize God. It is only in the human birth that you can do it. So, therefore, the acharyas, they say, realize the gravity and the importance of being born a human being, and make the most of it to realize yourself. No other body will give you that opportunity. Instrument of experiences, bhog sadhanam, it is the mind and intellect or the subtle body that actually experiences joys, sorrows, heat, cold, and so on. The body, which means the gross body, feels neither pain nor honor when pricked or garlanded. What happens when we get garlanded? We feel this body of ours that we carry, it has been honored. But it is only a medium. The mind is interpreting it as such. It is the mind that recognizes them, pain and honor. The book you hold is unaware that you hold it, as it has no subtle body. But you are aware that you hold it, but you are aware that you hold it through the functioning of your subtle body. Therefore, in the deep sleep state, when the mind intellect stop functioning temporarily, there is no experience of the world. So it is trying to establish the fact that you experience the world only through the subtle body. And when the subtle body is at sleep, in deep sleep, you have no experience of the world. Any question? Okay. Sapt Dasha Kalaha, the 17 components. The 17 components of the subtle body are the 17 components of the subtle body are the 5 sense organs, the 5 organs of action, the 5 pranas, the mind and the intellect. The capacity to perceive and cognize does not lie in the external organs, but rather in something subtler and beyond them. The external organs, golak. Golak typically is like a pot where we, remember as kids we used to collect coins in a golak. So the external organs are like golaks, which are part of the gross body. By itself it cannot perceive or respond to any stimuli. So the eyes are a golak, which by themselves cannot perceive. Because how do you know that they can't perceive? A dead man too has eyes, but he can't see. A dead man has ears, but he can't hear. So Guruji gives example for example, even the blind man has eyes, but no sight. The faculty of sight that lies behind the eye is the actual sense organ. Okay? And that is the subtle body. The eyes that you see is the gross body. But is the subtle body, that is the organ of perception. The pranas are the physiological functions without which the body cannot remain alive. They supply energy to the gross and subtle bodies. The mind is the seat of emotions, perceptions, and the capacity of volition. The intellect recognizes, observes, judges, analyzes, conceptualizes, imagines, and decides. The mind and intellect prompt the body into action. The subtle body is thus the driver of the body, which is like a vehicle. So the gross body is like a vehicle and the subtle body is its driver. The subtle body is the real cause of all our success and failures in life. Okay? Now, in the verse Sukshma Shariram Kim, it says Panch Karmendriyani or Panch Jnanendriyani. So now he is telling you what are the Panch Jnanendriyani. Okay? This is part of the subtle body. So I am reading out and then we'll understand it. Shrotram Tvaka Chakshushaha Rasna Granam iti Panch Jnanendriyani Shrotasya Digdevata Tvacho Vayuhu Chakshushaha Suryaha Rasnaya Varunaha Granasya Ashvinau iti Jnanendriya Devataha Shrotasya Vishyaha Shabdgrahanam Tvacho Vishyaha Sparshgrahanam Chakshusho Vishyaha Rupgrahanam Rasnaya Vishyaha Rasgrahanam Granasya Vishyaha Gandhgrahanam iti. Incidentally, Tattvabodha is written in a prose style. Unlike Gita, which can be chanted, which has a meter, Tattvabodha does not have a meter. It is written in a prose style. So, the reading is not very sonorous. So, out here, they have Acharya is telling you what are the organs of perception, and in the first he says Shrotram, which is the ears, Tvak, that is the skin, Chakshusha, which is the eyes, Rasna, which is the tongue, Granam, which is the nose, Iti, Panch Jnanendriyani. These are the 5 organs of sense perception. Now, next one that he has said, which says Shotasya Digdevata. So all the 5 organs of perception, they are controlled by a deity, a devata. What is that? Why is it called a devata? We will discuss next time. Then in the next line where he says Shrotasya Vishayaha Shabd Granam. Vishaya is object. So he says, what is the object of each of the sense organs? So then he defines all the objects of these organs of sense perception. In detail, we'll do it tomorrow. Any questions in this? Because this requires more or less imprinting in your mind. They are more or less all definitions which you understand. But if there is some difficulty, some query, some question, then I can answer them now. Ira, anything that comes to your mind?
No, one thing was mentioned that the subtle body is the reason for our success and failures.
Yeah. So, subtle body is a reason for our success and failure because that is what enlivens us. And he has explained earlier, when something happens to you, some external force is applied to you, either it causes pressure or it causes pain. He says it is not the body that is feeling it, it is the mind. What are success and failure? They are all a result of what? Sorry?
The mind only
Yeah.
achieves the success.
Yeah. So is a mind that is deriving you for achieving success, and it is a mind alone which is interpreting whether you have succeeded or you have failed.
Right.
So it orders the body to act in a certain way. It orders all the action-oriented jobs are at the instant of the mind and the intellect. So the result must go to them only.
Yes.
So that is how he says the real cause of all our success and failures. ठीक है?
Okay.
So this subtle body is still not complete. We have to do organs of this thing, and then we have to do, this was the organs of sense perception, then we have to do organs of action. That is called Karmendriyani. Then it would be complete this Sukshma Sharir. Once that is complete, then we'll study the causal, the Karan Sharir. Okay. So I'll do the concluding prayer. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanti 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 Hari Om Shri Gurubhyo Namah Hari Om. May the Lord's blessings be with us for us to reach our destination. Hari Om. Thank you for joining.